guys, my name is the Limbless Gamer and welcome back to another video here on my channel. Now I want to thank you all so much for supporting me on my recent videos, and I want to thank you all so much for getting me to 400 subscribers. That's a great milestone for me, and it's been a long journey for me to get there. Now, a few months ago I made a video on my gaming setup, and that video got really good support and great views and comments. Now, I want to make another video on how I play games, an updated version, because the last time I made that video was like a few years ago, and I feel like I've learned new techniques along the way to help me gaming, and I feel like I should share that with you guys and, you know, show you guys an in-depth video on how I actually play games. So, hope you all enjoy this video, and let's get on to Far Cry 5.
Honestly, she'll be in the video.
She's literally trying to ruin every setup. You shouldn't interrupt me, my videos. Who's a good girl? See you later now. Yeah, she's right. Now we're in Far Cry 5. As you can see, this game is absolutely stunning, but we're not here to talk about the game. And yeah, so let's get started fully. Now, as you can see, I'm playing with my foot, and you see my foot is here, and I use my heel of my foot to grip onto the controller, and I use sort of my middle section of my foot, I don't know if you can see, my middle section of my foot to use on the right analog. So if you can see very carefully, I use the middle section on my right analog so I can move the camera around. Now obviously I use my little toe to use the left stick to move around, so that's how I basically move around and move my camera to see. Now I sometimes use, actually I don't say sometimes, but I use my main heel, the very big part of my foot, for my buttons on the right side of the controller, so like A or X on PS4 controllers, which is what I use, by the way, because the Xbox controllers are not compatible for my gaming experience, because the analog is like somewhere over here and it's really hard. I have tried it, but also the fact that the triggers are different on the Xbox controllers, which is more difficult for me. But anyway, my heel is for the right button, so X, square, and triangle and circle, so I use them. Although I don't use my heel for the other three buttons, I use my actual little toe to get those, because they're not as accessible with my heel. So as you can see, when I move around, I press the other buttons with my little toe. Now obviously the D-pads I use with my little toe also, because they're closest to me with to my little toe, so I use them, and also the touchpad as well. And I use my mouse and keyboard with my foot, so that I have to take my physically have to take my foot off my controller to be able to move my mouse and type on my keyboard. So that's why PC has been harder for me, because I have to actually use my mouse and keyboard more often, as you know, to be able to work it. But anyway, yeah, the triggers, now this is more complex for me, because the triggers, everyone else uses their, you know, fingers to do them, and for me I have to have a surface that grips my controller well, so I can't have my controller on like a stone or laminate floor. I have to actually have it on a surface that grips, so like a carpet or something like that. So now for the bumpers, this is the most difficult part for me, and this is the most challenging part for me. Now the right bumper is easier for me to access, but obviously I have to actually physically move my controller and move my foot to get the right bumper. This is more common for me in Call of Duty videos, because the right bumper you have to throw to be able to throw like grenades and stuff. And now the left bumper is easy, but I have to move my controller again to be able to access it. I use my little toe for the left bumper, as you can see. So that's, you know, the bumpers are very difficult for me to do. So anyway, now I will show you other elements of the game, how I play. So let's get on a helicopter, to be honest, if I can get one. Right. So it's kind of the same with all the other elements. That's how I mainly play, and yeah. So like I said, the bumpers are most difficult for me, and I find them most challenging. And obviously the touchpad on the controller is a new addition to the PS4 controllers, which has made it so much easier for me to be able to, because most games I emulate my PS4 controller, so the touchpad itself becomes a mouse for me, so that's easier for me on PC to be able to just move my mouse around with the touchpad. And yeah, so I'm not looking at the camera a lot, because I'm actually looking at my screen to be able to see where I'm going. But yeah, So obviously, like I said, I emulate my PS4 controller on PC because a lot of the games don't have PS4 support, PS4 controller support. So I emulate it as an Xbox 360 controller, and sometimes I have to fully configure it to a keyboard layout on my controller as well. So if you don't know what software I'm using, I'm actually using DS4. Not on this game because Ubisoft games, they use PS4 configured automatically, but other games I use DS4. So if you want that, there will be a link in the description for that software. So yeah, that's how I emulate my controller, at least for PC stuff. And I mean, I think most challenging game for me is probably Call of Duty, because my response time on gaming is never good. It's not good at all. That's why as you can see in my older Call of Duty videos, my response time is not great at all. I do play PUBG, and again, I think with PvP games, my response time is not as great as like a person who's playing with their hands, you know, because obviously you can see that and you can understand why. But yeah, that's why I don't really upload Call of Duty videos, because one, I'm really bad at them, and two, my response time. But I have given it a shot, and you know, I can't say I haven't tried it. So yeah, PUBG game is a lot nicer for me. I mean, back in when it was in its early updates, the controller setups weren't as great for PUBG, but it's definitely improved. And also Fortnite was really bad for me with controller setup, but they've actually, when it came out for PS4 and stuff, it's been better for me now. It's configured fully for PS4, so that's really helpful for me. But with PUBG, I have to actually use a emulator, because I don't think it's out for PS4. I think it's out for PS4 now, but back then it was only out on Xbox, so I had to use an emulator for that. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I know that this video really needed an update, and please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more videos like this. I want to say a huge thanks to my mate Chris for helping me out behind the scenes, setting up the cameras and that. Thank you so much to him. And anyway guys, thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.